They worked hard is not an excuse for bad quality. This is the finale because I think that it's the hardest to hear. This is something that I've noticed a lot, especially recently. Thundercats Roar was the biggest example of this. I gave it a negative review because it had a lot of problems. A lot of other people did give the show negative reviews, and the most common defense of Thundercats Roar was, they worked hard. And if it was just a one-off video or one-off series that this happened to, that'd be one thing, but this defense keeps coming up again and again and again, and it's not just independent projects either. You know, the little independent reboot of the popular 80s cartoon on the biggest animation network in the world. I get this defense, they worked hard, for just about anything these days. It's becoming the new go-to for certain types of commentators, and it doesn't mean anything. It's not a defense. Or at least, it's not the defense that you think it is. What's the greatest movie of all time? Some would say Citizen Kane. Guess what? The person who made it, Orson Welles, worked very hard on it. He directed it, starred in it, and made sure the studio didn't touch a frame of it. What's the worst movie of all time? Some would say Manos, The Hands of Fate. Guess what? The guy who made it worked very hard on it, he put his own life savings to the thing, and it turned out shittier than the fertilizer he sold as a day job. Effort does not always translate into quality. You can work all of your life, put your blood, sweat, and tears into a project, and it can still turn out awful. It sucks. It really, really does. I've been there. Do you know how much time and effort I spent writing books that ended up sucking? More than I care to admit. When I review something, I don't assume that the people who worked on it were lazy. Not so much back in my early days, but nowadays. Like, the how and the why and the behind the scenes, they don't make something good. They don't change an aspect about what the project is. It can give you a certain kind of understanding and make it more understandable to why it's bad, but like with the Angry Video Game Nerd movie, probably the only people who know more about that movie than me are the people who actually made the movie. I know all of the work and the effort and the risk went into it, and I still think the movie sucks. Knowing all of this doesn't make the movie suck any less. Not a single iota. I get the appeal to believe that hard work should always be rewarded, but to be blunt and to be harsh, good work is always more valuable than hard work. Not just in entertainment, in anything. The people who made Avatar, The Last Airbender, worked hard. And for me, it really worked out. For many others, it also worked out. The people who made Legend of Korra also worked hard. And for me, it didn't work out. I'd imagine it was the same staff, same production, same everything. Same effort, less results. I mean, some things I reviewed and talked about did feel like the creators just dicking around, like the Drawn Together movie. But I know that they weren't just dicking around, because even a terrible animated movie takes a lot of time and effort to put together. A terrible book takes a lot of time and effort to put together. This right here. This took a lot of time and effort to put together. The people who made this game were trying to figure out how to do 3D platforming before it was even really attempted. Then Mario 64 comes out before they do, and it gives everyone something to compare it to. This doesn't make Bubsy 3D a good game. This can also go into production issues. High Guardian Spice had a lot of executive meddling, a trailer that the creators didn't want, a rushed production cycle, and it really does suck when this happens, but it doesn't make the finished product suck any less. It makes for a nice story, and it makes me more optimistic about the next thing that the creators make, but it doesn't make High Guardian Spice any better. All of the effort in the world behind it does not make High Guardian Spice any better. And on the flip side, here's why it's not the defense that you think it is. They worked hard. They worked all day and all night and gave up hours, weeks, or even months of their life, sacrificing blood, sweat, and tears. And this is what they could do. The best that they could do. When you put it like that, it sounds like you're insulting the creators, not defending them. But either way, we can't really know. The only person who does truly know how much work they put into a project is the person who made it. Anything I reviewed, either admirable or atrocity, could have just been made for a paycheck, or they could have been a passion project that the creator put everything into. You don't know, and I don't know. And when it does come to a review, unless the review is specifically about the behind the scenes, it's not relevant. And I mean, fair is fair. If you don't like my opinions or anything else about this miniseries, you're free to not like it either. No matter how hard or not hard I worked on it, just try to be respectful, you know? I want to head to a better future, and I think being a little bit more open and out there and on level is the right way to go forward in such regards. So, tell me what you thought about all of this. Maybe we'll do it again sometime. And, the Pitchfork Salesman is, that way. Bye! Gotta run.